sound, a broken spring, or just off track. Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s north, mid 50s south. Clear skies, an overnight low near 40 north, mid 30s south. And then Tuesday, blue skies, sunshine, a high in the low to mid 60s. We're going to be very close to 50 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name of one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Big day, big day. Hello, Monday. Good morning, 11:01. Big day's going to be up late, and I think that my mood, I don't know if my mood's going to be determined by what happens in today's final Super NFL Wild Card Weekend game, but I am emotionally invested in the Pittsburgh Steelers, as many of you are well aware, and I'll have a 16-year-old daughter with me. I think the next month will be determined by the outcome of this game and any of the others that they play. Great to be with you guys today. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. Halftime underway here in our second week of 2026. Matt, how you doing, man?
Happy Monday, man. What a week for sports games. It seemed like every day there was a game. And man, your Indiana Hoosiers. My first down. I know we're going to do downs in the second hour, but man, I was all over Oregon, and that from the first play on, they really didn't. I mean, they did drive down the second drive and scored, but golly, Indiana just with a butt whooping.
I had a premonition about that pick six. Wasn't there? What game recently started with a pick six? First play from scrimmage. It was a big college football game, and I can't remember exactly the one that it was. But there was a pick six in either one of the early playoff games or a bowl game that I had my eye on, and I had a premonition that somebody was going to jump a route and take it to the house, and that's exactly what happened, Matt. You want me to have how about I give you a premonition about what happens in the championship game against for Indiana and Miami? Indiana wins the championship, because that seems to be the only way that I can understand things right now. You call them my Indiana Hoosiers. I don't know if I have a sense that this is everybody's Indiana Hoosiers. Everyone, you're just in awe of, first of all, where this program has gotten in 2 years. Second of all, just demolishing everybody they've played outside of Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, Oregon when they visited Eugene, and the Penn State win. Outside of that, Matt, every single game they've played, including these 2 playoff games, have just been like over from the gun.
Best college football story maybe since Boise State beating Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl 30 years ago. Like nobody, best just feel good. I think it is America's team, but best college football story in the last 20, 30 years.
Well, and something that looks like it's got some staying power too. I mean, they're getting.
Just think if they start getting some 5 and 4 stars, huh? That they're doing all this without any 5 stars.
Well, it's interesting to read a little bit about Curt Cignetti's philosophy on what you do when it comes to looking for players out of the transfer portal. And I think this is a program, Matt, that's building specifically through the portal, not necessarily through high school recruiting. I think they're still getting some high school recruits, but it's Moneyball. It's Moneyball to an extent. I mean, if you're playing in the playoffs with the fewest amount of 5 stars and 4 stars of anybody there, and you've built your team based on the production that they had done previously, and whether or not they're coachable and improved, that's what the A's did all those years ago. This is like football Moneyball to an extent. But you're right. Now I think they're starting to get some players in from the portal that are probably a little bit more highly touted, I guess, when it comes to recruiting rankings, which I guess you could look to Arkansas too when it comes to the portal. I did a little bit of portal analysis this morning, Matt, before I had to go to a doctor's appointment on the defensive side. And you remember, was it 2 years ago they built basically an entire defense just out of the transfer portal? I mean, you knew that was going to be the case here, but the numbers are just kind of amazing. But, back to Indiana here for a moment. This thing is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I mean, so let me ask you this. In what situation can you see Miami pulling off an upset? Right now it's a 7.5-point line with Miami as the underdog, with the game coming up on Monday in their own stadium too. Keep that in mind. And it's probably going to feel more like, I don't know, will it feel more like an Indiana home game, even though the game's being played in Miami? You think of all of the money that these Indiana fans have saved up over the last 2 years for a trip just like this when they started to believe about it? In what world can Miami force the upset? Is it about turnovers?
It might be. Miami's not as disciplined. That's the thing. They're going to take chances. They're going to go out on a limb a little bit. It seems like Indiana's more buttoned up. Maybe that's as simple, but I do think because they do take some chances that Miami's going to cause Indiana a little bit of havoc. I do. I'm taking Miami because why change now? I've been against Indiana from day one, so I'm going to stay off the train.
I have a difficult time picking against Indiana right now, just because I don't think Alabama under Kalen DeBoer is the Alabama that we had gotten anything used to under Nick Saban, but that's still a blowout. They weren't even in that game. And, look, Oregon has a history of getting blown out in playoff games too, but they just beat Oregon twice in the same season with a roster filled with talent. So I'm going to have a tough time picking against Indiana for this game. I have a tough time picking against the Steelers tonight, Matt. Give me some feelings why Pittsburgh can actually beat a great Houston defense tonight.
Oh man, well, just because Pittsburgh has a good defense as well, that game is going to be, does Aaron Rodgers have 0 interceptions? That'd be kind of the key right there, because then you're going to keep it going forward. You're not going to give them a short field. Turnovers are going to be a premium in this Pittsburgh Texans game.
Yeah, well, I got a chance to watch. Yesterday I had the Arkansas. Where the heck were we yesterday? We had Arkansas in Tennessee for the women's. Thank you for letting me know where I was yesterday, where I was located yesterday, Matt. It's good to know that I have somebody to at least tell me where my feet were located the day before.
I think the men's team took the wrong plane. I think they were in Knoxville as well.
Was that the men's team? Cal said that's not my team.
Hey, I still really do like this team.
First true road game, right?
Well, Michigan State was a road, but you mean conference play? Yes,
yeah.
you're right, C Unit.
That's right.
They never got going. Like you never really felt like they stayed in like second gear. It was the worst game in the fact in how they competed. They didn't compete. They kind of just were going through them. Still love this team. Still like this team. That's just, hey, learn from it. And if you want to burn the tape, burn the tape. But it would have been the first time this year that you kind of felt a little lack of effort, maybe a little. I don't ever. One thing I'll never say is, hey, these kids aren't giving effort. That's just something I stay away from. But there was something we just didn't have it. We didn't have it turned on all the way. We stayed in second gear.
They were at 9 instead of 10.
Yeah,
and meanwhile, Auburn was at 11.
Not one chance did you think, oh, we're going to get back in this, or we're creating something or doing. Auburn was in control. That they controlled the tempo the entire game.
57% shooting for the entire game. That's amazing.
That's because that's inexcusable because what we talk about before we left. I said defense travels, effort travels. The defense did not travel.
I wonder sometimes about effort too. It's like when you start to think, look, this team ain't missing. They don't miss every run we try to make. They counter with a run of their own, and it starts to become, you start to believe in what you see on the scoreboard, and then all of a sudden you stop believing that you can come back and win. That's the kind of the way that I felt watching. We were at dinner at Calhoun's on the River in Knoxville. Thank you for reminding me where I was located over the previous part of the last 2 days. And the girls all had, now they didn't have the Arkansas basketball game on the TVs. They had the playoff game. At that point, it was the Panthers and the Rams. But all the girls had their phones up and they're watching the game. And you could see like a few of them just got tired of watching it because why would you want to keep watching if you didn't have to? And focus on your ribs at that moment instead of your friends were getting demolished in a basketball game. So I was kind of watching a little bit cursory. I thought maybe I'd go back and watch the replay. But Matt, if Coach says he's not even going to watch the tape, you'd burn the tape. Why would you even go watch the replay? So
it's like a bowl game.
No purpose.
When you were telling me about the Independence Bowl, never seen bowl tape. Never, ever, all 3 years that we made it to a bowl game. And same thing, it's funny, same thing with the playoffs too. The 2 years that we made the playoffs in Jacksonville, that last game when you don't even watch it, you never see the tape.
It's like the South Carolina basketball game last year.
You feel that now maybe this isn't true, but there is kind of like one of these games a year, even for really good teams. What's the point of going back and watching it, making everybody feel crappy about it? Just be like, look, we know we just got demolished. Let's focus on the next opponent. On South Carolina instead of what just happened. So I spent some time with Matt Hobbs on Friday after the show. Matt, the Arkansas pitching coach, was in his office for about 90 minutes, and he made a point too. So like I was only bringing this up because of like watching games that maybe you don't really want to watch. Matt went through every single pitch of last year. It's not like watching a 3-hour baseball game when you're just watching the pitches because they've got every single pitch catalog to where you're just watching the pitch and then you're watching the next pitch and not everything in between. He watched every single pitch of last season. And in some cases it was like he was going back and trying to watch about where Gage Wood improved on certain counts and everything, and he ends up leading himself to the 9th inning in the last game against LSU. It's not like he was planning to watch it, but some of the pitches that were cataloged on certain counts showed him that game, and he's like, do I really want to watch this? He did. I think that's the only time he will. I wouldn't go back and watch that thing. It's like the last inning in 2018 and against Oregon State in that second game. I haven't gone, yeah. Go ahead and just break some hearts while you're at it. Why go back and watch the stuff in which you make yourself sick if you do?
Last Arkansas game that I shed a tear over was that Oregon State game when I was watching the game with my mom and whenever you said, was that 2018, 2019? But I afterwards kind of had a little tear. Like that's the last time that I don't know if I have any more tears left, but that was the last one for Razorbacks.
It's the way that it happened.
Very often, it does not happen.
That hurt. It was like because it was one of those plays where you're like 99 times out of maybe even 100 out of 100 they make that play, and you're just like kind of like what?
So are you shedding a tear? Are you shedding a tear this
Oh.
morning or maybe yesterday if you're a Green Bay Packers fan? Now, I did get to watch that game Saturday night in the hotel, and I was getting a little tired, so I thought maybe in the third quarter, this doesn't look like it's going to be much of a game. Glad I stuck around to watch that, man.
Well, Colton, so we were doing the post-game show with C45, and it was 21-6 in the third quarter, and Colton's like, the Bears are going to come back. Like, he was kind of like previsioned it a little bit. He was like, yeah, hey, and I was in my brain, I'm like, the Bears aren't going to win this game. It's 20. Then they scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. I got to give Colton his props.
That's one of those games where I felt like, and it's the same watching the Steelers and the Ravens to close out the regular season. It felt like the last fight you were watching a college football game with so many points. Usually, I mean, I'll tell you this about the NFL. This has been an entertaining season. If the first round of, and I think tonight's game is going to be entertaining, go right down to the end. The NFL is so good. It is so good. And people that say that it isn't, that it's just like, I'd rather watch college football. I get it. I totally get it. I think the NFL is so good, though.
No, the playoffs, that's when you really tune in. What about a power move? What a flex from the nobody was saying that Ty Simpson's going to be a first-round pick, right? Now they're offering him $6.5 million to come back and play college football. So
is it Alabama or is it somebody else?
That's $500,000 a game. That's what they're going to pay a quarter. That's when you knock it down into games, it's about $500,000. There's no if you're his dad, if you're anybody you tell that kid to stay in college football and make that type of money playing college football, like no question about it, right? Like, he's not going to be the first overall pick. I don't even know that if he's a first round grade, but he's got a lot of reps, a lot of, and you can make that much money on the best team. You don't have to worry about getting hit as much. You're not, you just think about you're playing for Alabama.
No kidding.
Crazy.
No kidding. $6 million. And think of how many quarterbacks on NFL rosters right now don't even come close to approaching that number. Just quarterbacks. And you're not going to go and maybe he would start immediately depending on the team that drafts him. But, man, I mean, he'd make the bonus, but he ain't making $6 million a year.
The whole yeah, that's what I mean. The number, the money is just outrageous. It just is it's a no-brainer right there.
I guess it's a one-time thing for Simpson because I think he's only got the 1 year of eligibility, but that's a big 1 year. That's a mighty big 1 year.
I'll see you in 2027. Like that's a no-brainer.
Halftime on this Monday, we'll have Mike Irwin coming up in about 15 minutes. Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, 2 hours from now. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for you all throughout the show. Calls and texts at 877-377-6963. We'll have much more in just a moment. This is Halftime.
Call or text 877-377-6963.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet, bet the spread, live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
I know you're trying to help me. I know you're trying to help me. I know you're trying to help me. Feels like I'm going backwards. Each day I preach my practice, and still it seems I wasn't ready.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Carl texted in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He wants us to bleed a little bit.
Little bloodletting, huh?
He wants to extend the segment to talk about the last time a Razorback game made you cry. He said the game against #1 Kansas in the Sweet 16. That would have been was that the second to last year under Muss? Remember? And he points exactly to a moment. It's when Muss and Devo
game.
Had that I love you moment on camera. That's what made him cry.
And then they said, I love it when you lie to me, because I don't know if they ever talked again. But yeah, no, that was that's one of the last big wins in just Arkansas in Arkansas basketball. Yeah, man, that was a fun team.
I love that Carl pointed to a moment of a win instead of a loss, right? The losses sometimes, I think about what makes you cry. Sometimes the way that you lose a game is so stunning. You've got nothing, literally nothing. I remember feeling that way, and it's going to be connected to Arkansas baseball or Steelers football or the Pirates, when the last time that they ever really mattered very much, about 34 years ago. Steelers losing at home in an AFC Championship game to the San Diego Chargers and Stan Humphries. That would have been January of 1995. I was so stunned that I couldn't move for about 10 minutes. There were no other reasons why I was immobile except that feeling. And if there would have been any emotion, it wouldn't have been tears. It would have been anger more than anything else. So I think the last moment where a sporting event made me, he says a Razorback game, but I get emotional just watching a great postseason the seventh game of the World Series. That did it for me. When that thing's over and they're celebrating and the way it all went down, yeah, that got me just a little bit. And again, I have a little bit of an emotional connection to baseball, Matt, so that probably happens every year.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder all the we got Razorback Nation is so strong, a lot of great fans, and I bet everybody kind of tells a story their own way, but everybody remembers certain parts of certain games and kind of remember where you were when certain things happen. This basketball team has a feel that there's going to be a moment like that this year. There'll be a game. So maybe it already happens. Maybe it's the Trevin Brazile dunk where he comes from the rafters, like a trapeze artist and just dunks on everybody. It's just like you don't get to see that type of stuff since Michael Qualls. Derek Hood was the first I remember doing that. I know you remember Derek Hood. Derek Hood used to just have some just nasty slams.
I do like the idea of that. So this team is going to give you some moments that just stand out. I think the Tennessee game, the way they came back in those last few minutes, I think that stands out. And see how they respond after getting just dog walked at Auburn. And I know C Unit had pointed out that's their first conference road game. The only other game they've played on an opponent's home court was Michigan State, and that had nothing to do with desire or anything. That was the second game of the year. Look at what Auburn had been through the previous two games. I mean, they were 0-2 in the league. If they're going to back their coach up, and this is a team that was recruited, by Stephen Pearl, but thought they were going to be playing for Bruce Pearl. Turns out they're playing for the junior. They lost two close games, one in overtime, one that they had blown a 15-point lead, and then probably got screwed over by the officials on that three-pointer by Texas A&M. And I guess you got to figure if they're in their own building, it's put up or shut up time, right? They can't drop to 0-3 with a loss at home. Just look at, and even, hearing the comments after the game from the players and reading the articles about what Cal was talking about, it was just a team that had more desire for that game. It's not going to be all the case with every 2-0 team going against an 0-2 team, but when it's a team that's talented like Auburn, you can see that.
That's a really talented team, and we didn't play very well. Here's the thing, too, and Blake, this is something I learned from Blake Edens when I was a freshman playing basketball, Nolan's last year. We had a game like that. We went to Mississippi State or we went to Alabama. We went somewhere, and we lost. And he goes, "Hey, we'll beat them coming back." But that's back when you used to play home and home with certain teams. And he's like, "We'll beat them coming back." And even back then, it's so hard to win on the road. When Auburn comes into Bud Walton, we'll win that rematch. That'd be a game that we win. It's just a regular season game. Nothing. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
877-377-6963. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Clorox says Carson Shaddy, everybody in the state. Of course they did, yes. What happened since then? Drops in a come on, Phil. Like, I'm not aware of that moment. I'm talking about recent moments, anything that happened recently. If you just want to say Clorox, the entire 2025 football season made you cry. That would about worked.
Well, there's got to be, you got to have expectations to lower them, and there's no reason to cry. There wasn't any expectations.
I was close in the Memphis game.
It was C Unit's mother started betting with some degenerate website, and last year when the Arkansas Razorbacks started 0-5 in conference play, I think wasn't your mom betting on the Hogs like 5 games in a row?
Yeah, I tried to tell her, like, this isn't the season to be putting your money on the Hogs. It didn't go well.
This wasn't that year. He'd be like, well, at least they beat the spread a bunch. It might have been a few
best
times.
0-8 team I've ever seen.
That's the funny thing too, Matt, is they were writing those lists at the end of the season. You read some of those.
Oh,
they had the whole ranking of the greatest 2-win team of all time, 3-win team of all time, all the way up to I guess they're going to make a case of the best 15-0 team of
We
all
could be
time
like
at some
Auburn.
point.
We can just say, hey, we won about 17 more national titles. If you just want to go ahead and throw those on the list as well.
How do you even handle that? When we were at Alabama for women's basketball, I took my son on a little walk around the football stadium just to see Alabama's football stadium. And they've got their little area with all the statues of the coaches, and then they've got their Walk of Champions, in which they've got 18 national championships lined up there, including the year that Arkansas claims 1964, in which Alabama was crowned national champion before the bowl games. And I thought, all of these are probably legit. How do you make a Walk of Champions with a bunch of illegitimate championships at Auburn, that are named after somebody that was alive in 1911? I don't really know if you can pull that thing off. All right, we got a break. We're going to have Mike Irwin joining us from Pig Trail Nation in just a moment. We'll get into what's going on in the portal for Arkansas football. I got till the end of the week to jump into the portal, but I would assume that a lot of the guys may be taken by the end of the week. So we'll hit on that, get in with this basketball bunch, and maybe a little bit of baseball too, since practice starts today. How about that? Halftime's back with Pig Trail Nation's Mike Irwin right after this.
We had no chance today. No chance.
This is Halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Got a lot going on during the week. I really don't want to leave the office, but my stomach's still growling. Thankfully, my buddy Mitchell introduced me to DK Fit Meals. David and his team put together incredible meal preps for me each and every week. Mitchell, I'm sure glad you recommended DK Fit Meals.
And with Arkansas basketball season underway, finding time to cook every night just isn't that easy. So with DK Fit Meals, I've got meals that are ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, look the way you dance. Oh, how you move your feet. How you turn your head.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Mike Irwin's with us from Pig Trail Nation. Always appreciate his time on a Monday morning. Good morning, Mike. Happy Monday. Basketball got blown out. Football adds into the portal. Baseball's been ranked 7th in the preseason by D1 Baseball. So where you want to start?
Probably with basketball. That was the kind of, I felt like they would have a tough time winning there because I think Auburn's pretty good. And road games are tough in the SEC. I don't think anybody expected that blowout. It's the first time this year that they've really played poorly, both defensively and offensively. They scored points, but they weren't themselves. And Acuff had an off game. Again, he scored, I think, 19, but he had maybe 1 assist, had 3 turnovers. He didn't get the offense into the flow, and there was a lot of bad passing going on. So when you're not doing much offensively and then you just kind of do nothing defensively, and that's been a problem with this team all year long. There are people already saying, okay, you can forget about Final Four, Elite 8, even Sweet 16. You can't get that far playing. If you're going to be down 29 points at one time to an unranked team, you just don't have it. None of Nolan's good teams did that. That's what I'm hearing a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. What about Carter Knox? I mean, if Carter Knox isn't playing, is he healthy? What's going on there? You need Carter Knox out there playing 28, 32 minutes if this team's going to make a run in March.
Yeah, he went down pretty early. Now, he didn't do much when he was in there. He played something like 7 minutes. I think they were down maybe 2 points when he left the first time. He just went to the bench. When he came back, they were down 7, but he was in a couple of minutes before he got hurt, and they gave up. Their lead went from 7 to 14 during that time. Would he have made a big difference if he'd have stayed in? Maybe. It's hard to say. I don't think it makes a difference between winning and losing. But again, it's how you lost, the way you got blown out. A lot of people are just, and I can't argue with it. If you get beat that badly by an unranked team, I don't care if it's on the road. Really good teams don't do that. So we'll see if they can bounce back. I mean, there were some things going on. They had that win over Ole Miss, but they had a tough time getting back home. Got back late. The flight was delayed, had to land, I think, in Memphis and then wait, and didn't do much on Thursday. And then they had to get back on a plane and go again on Friday. All the time, Auburn is sitting there at home waiting for them, working. And so, those kind of things do line up from time to time, but they just need to bounce back Wednesday. They'll beat South Carolina. I don't see any problem there, but then they got to go to Georgia, and Georgia has not lost at home this year. That will be a tough game. And then you come back here and play Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt is undefeated. So you need to win that game. If they do that, even if they lose to Georgia, if it's close, you don't want a double-digit loss. If it's 4-5 or something like that, then you come back and beat Vanderbilt, then I think you're in pretty good shape.
I'm a little worried about defense on the road, especially with Ole Miss and Auburn shooting well over 50% in these last two games. Speaking of defense, too, they've now I've done a little analysis on the portal for defense for football right now. Mike, not so much on offense. They've built an entire defense through the portal. I know you got a couple guys sprinkled in here and there that are sticking around, Rhodes and Collins, Bradley Shaw. Trying to think of Nigel Pringle is sticking around, kind of thinking of some of the other cornerbacks. Wyatt Simmons, too, I think, at linebacker. But this whole defense is portal.
Yeah, four cornerbacks, 2 safeties, and 6 linebackers. You think they don't want to tackle better? And the way this defense works under your new defensive coordinator, a lot of those linebackers can come down and become more edge rushers. So that's why they needed so many, and they brought in 6. And look, they got some guys away from players from teams that wanted. I mean, if you go on the other side of the ball, the biggest need they had was at offensive tackle. They didn't have a starter, and now they've got four coming in, and 2 are obvious starters. And the one that looks the best, a kid from Washita Baptist, that's Division II. You can say what you want. Half the teams in the SEC wanted him, and it boggles my mind that Sam Pittman, an offensive line coach, that kid came in here and went through camp, and they didn't offer him a scholarship, and now he's coming back in here as maybe one of their best portal gets. That's just amazing. But the thing about this portal class that is impressive to me is they covered all their bases, even in areas where you don't think maybe they needed players. Wide receiver, that as of now, there's 3 more coming in. What about what happened yesterday, where they take a chance, but they bring a kid in from Boise State that some people feel like may be the best receiver in the portal? He's had a lot of problems. He got kicked off the team at Ole Miss, went to junior college. He was at A&M before that. He's been everywhere and only played in about half the games at Boise. But if they can convince him, this is your last chance to do something to get yourself in a position to be a high draft choice. I'm told he's got that kind of talent. So they're doing that. What about all this stuff where they're bringing in a 17-year-old high school quarterback? And I'm told he may get as much as $1 million the first 2 years, $500,000 and $500,000, and there's all kinds of controversy. Casey Dick, the head coach at Fayetteville High, got blindsided by it. This thing has got to be worked out. It's not a done deal. But just everywhere you look, they've added players, even in areas where you didn't necessarily think they needed to add players.
Hey, guys, speaking of the portal, how much do you look at, like if we're getting a kid that's from a lower classification, but they have a lot of production based on some of these kids we're getting, like the Michigan running back? It's like he's a good player, but he's only played 3 games. What do you kind of value more?
Yeah, I think I do value, if you're talking Power 4 as opposed to Group of 5 or whatever, even Division II, I think if a guy has played a lot, has impressive numbers, I still like that in terms of immediately coming in and playing. They brought in a quarterback from, where is this guy, Nicholls State or somewhere, but he was kind of in there for the Heisman in Division II. Look, I mean, if your starting quarterback goes down at some point, especially early in the season, you got to have a quarterback that's been in there and played. You can't go on promise there. You need somebody that's been in tough situations, even if it's not at that level. So the Memphis running back, we know what he can do. He's not a big guy, but you look at him and he has competed, and you've seen what he can do. You saw what he did against Arkansas. He had what I think broke the game when he had that 60, 65-yard run where he would just, first of all, he nailed, I think it was a linebacker that came in and just nailed that guy and knocked him backwards and then just peeled off to the left and outran everybody. That's an impressive running back. I don't care where he comes from. So I'd rather go with somebody that's played.
Casey Dick has since deleted the tweet pretty quickly, and then had another tweet which I think said something about, looking forward to speaking with Coach Silverfield at some point. I think about repairing relations, maybe more than anything else. That was incredibly bizarre, Mike. And even though, both sides can try to tamp this kind of thing down, is this the kind of thing that's repairable?
Well, this to me is part of this problem right now with the portal and NIL. That's still relatively new. Look, guys, we've seen veteran college coaches get out of coaching, just say, I'm done. I'm tired of replacing half my roster every year, not being able to know who I can count on. Imagine being a high school coach, thinking you got one of the top quarterbacks in the country coming back, and then all of a sudden you wake up one day and find out he may be gone. Now, that's not a done deal. He hasn't signed with anything, and I guess it could still change. But I understand why he reacted the way he did initially. The mistake is going on Twitter. That's always a mistake. You need to talk to people in person, not do that. I would have gotten on the phone with Silverfield and had it out there one-on-one rather than put it out there the way he did. But he came back, corrected it. I don't have any doubt that they're going to both get together when this thing is over and they'll issue a statement. Fayetteville High is important to the University of Arkansas. It's important the other way around, too. Those two football fields are 2.5 blocks apart. You just can't have a problem between those two programs, and I think this will get worked out. But the issue is he better off? Is that kid better off at age 17 just going ahead to college at this point? Or would he have been better off with another year in high school? Well, that's up to that kid and his dad. And look, his dad is not some average parent. He's an analyst for Arkansas. He's been around the block. He knows what he's doing. So if that's what they decide,
safeties after the coaching shakeup.
Do what?
I think his dad took over coaching safeties after the shakeup with the defensive.
Yeah,
staff.
I mean, he's a veteran coach. So if the dad, this is the way I look at it is, you can't tell parents what they should do with their kids. If that's what he thinks, and he knows what's going on, this is not just some parent sitting over there that doesn't really know how the portal works and all this stuff. I mean, he clearly thinks this will be beneficial for him to come in now, sit for a couple of years, and then get ready to play. And you can't blame Arkansas for not turning that down. If you turn around and tell him, no, we don't want you at this point, we'd rather have you next year, what if you lose him then? And what if he turns out to be one of the best players in the country at some point? I'm told that kid is really smart. That's one of the best things about his game. I mean, you don't graduate a year early from high school unless you got some smarts going on between your ears. I mean, we see kids coming out, early after their senior year and come and head to college early and give up that spring semester of their senior year, but not an entire year. That's amazing.
Mike, how you feeling? Miami, Indiana, college football national championship. What's your gut telling you right now?
I'm going with Indiana. I could be wrong. Miami's been a real surprise. They've done a lot. But I think they've more than met their match here. I'm just so impressed with Indiana every time I watch them, and impressed that he doesn't have a single 5-star kid on his roster, and only 4 or 5 4-stars. It's a lot of 3-stars. It's an older team, a veteran team, and I kind of like this because it suggests to me, and it should suggest to the fans, that even with all this stuff going on with NIL money and portal and all this stuff, you still win games with coaching and players that are committed.
What about the idea of the older team here? I forget what I saw about Indiana's average age, but they are, I think, wasn't Vanderbilt the oldest team in the SEC, Matt?
Yes.
I think Indiana may be. They may be the oldest team in college football, and that's got to have a little.
I believe in an extra college offseason. Yeah,
and I'm not saying that to take away from any of their accomplishments, but I think they are and you're saying they're going up against a quarterback too who's 23 years old and Carson Beck. So this is just the state of college football.
Sure, and I mean we're seeing it in basketball too. Cal talked about that last week. How many times can you transfer? Can you transfer 7 times? I mean, what's going on here? But it is something new, and there's no question that there's a difference between going up against a team with 22, 21, 22-year-olds and teams with 24, 25-year-old. You can think about it in your own life. You were probably much more physically mature at age 26, 25, 26 than you were at 21. I mean, most of us are.
Mike, let's leave it there. Appreciate you hopping on with us. We'll visit again next week on still hate saying it because I don't like that we do, but we got to be used to it because we do it the Final Four Championship Monday, which just sounds odd.
Right. Okay, guys, I'll look forward to it.
Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation, with us each Monday on Halftime. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where they've been for the last 3/4 of a century and counting in Alma, helping our listening audience in the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas for the last 75 years. Every buyer and their family will get the best RV purchasing experience to choose the right RV. Crabtree also features personalized financing and a top-of-the-line parts and service department right there at the junction of I-40 and I-49 and online, crabtreerv.com. Back in just a moment to wrap up hour number 1. This is Halftime.
Ball's intercepted. The game is over as Paul Bishop gets it off the rebound.
This is Halftime.
Hungry for a deal? Blue Ember Smokehouse is firing up the pits with specials you can't resist all week long in 2026. Kick off the week with Nacho Monday, your choice of slow-smoked pork, chicken, turkey, or brisket piled high with all the fixins. Then keep the party going with Taco Tuesday. Grab brisket, pork, or chicken tacos starting at just $2.99. And that's just the start. Weekly specials can vary, so check your local Blue Ember for all the delicious deals we're serving up. Stop by and see us, or visit blueembersmokehouse.com. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Winter has arrived, bringing frothy mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
A new year is here, and Gelco Outdoors is ready to help you with a new pair of comfortable casual work or safety shoes and boots. The largest selection of footwear in the River Valley. Start the new year off in comfort. Warm winter clothing in stock to keep old man winter at bay. Cheers to you, and Happy New Year from your locally owned Gelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbIrdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Looks like LSU has landed Sam Leavitt, the quarterback previously at Arizona State. I read where their dalliance with Demon, the Washington quarterback, occurred while Leavitt was there in Baton Rouge. So he visited Tennessee, and the next thing you saw was Lane Kiffin tweeted a photo from the Knoxville airport. I don't know if he was there to go try to track down Leavitt or not, but he got the quarterback that I think we expected he would get here. And other quarterbacks too. Dylan Raiola is the next Oregon quarterback. It's the kid who was at Nebraska last year that's got the Patrick Mahomes, you say fetish? I don't know. He looks like him. He acts like him. He celebrates like him. Everything.
And he doesn't have a torn ACL though.
Who's crushing the portal more with quarterbacks, the Miami Hurricanes or the Oregon Ducks? I mean, you look at these portal gets that both these teams have been getting the last few years. Wow.
Well, so I haven't even seen who Miami gets next, because you got Cam Ward. Ward went first overall. Beck is back in the draft conversation now, is he not? I mean, Ward won a Heisman.
I don't know about Beck. Like, does he have some talent? Yeah, but I don't know. Nothing he does stands out to me. Like, I don't think he might be, but I don't know. These quarterbacks are so they're so hard to evaluate. You know, it's about getting to the right fit. How much of your college offense they're going to run for you in the NFL? You know, it's hit or miss.
Yeah. Well, a new offensive coordinator in Oregon, because now Eli Stein can just worry about taking over, or Will Stein. I think Eli Stein played long snapper at Arkansas a couple of years ago. Will Stein can just worry about being the head coach at Kentucky now, in which Arkansas did get a rush edge from there.
Why is the Oregon quarterback, isn't he a sophomore? Why is he leaving? Moore? Is he supposed to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Because if I'd be advising him the same exact thing that you're telling Ty Simpson, if they're going to pay you $6.5 million to be a college quarterback, I would stay in. I know
he's got another. I think he's got another 2 years of eligibility, but he's 3 years removed from high school. So I've seen he's potentially a top 10 pick.
Well, I guess you go if you're top 10, huh?
I think he is going to be a top 10 pick. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of decisions you wouldn't have think that you'd be making even about 15 years ago, 10 years
you
ago.
get reps. It's easier on your body. Go ahead and make $12 million over the next 700 days and play college quarterback. Tell me how that's so wrong.
Hour number 2 of halftime is on the way. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. Be right back.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours. Or you can use Terra's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79. Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s north, mid 50s south. Clear skies, an overnight low near 40 north, mid 30s south. And then Tuesday, blue skies, sunshine, a high in the low to mid 60s. We're going to be very close to 50 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
What name of one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones? The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back on Halftime as we continue on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com into our second hour. It's 12:01 in the afternoon. We have 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett coming up in the next segment. Matt Jones in studio looking across at noted Cub fan C Unit. Christian Matt has to be pretty fired up. The Cubs have signed Alex Bregman to a free agent contract to play third base. You remember the deal with the Red Sox last year? Bregman's going to play third base, so they wanted Rafael Devers to play first base. Devers says, no, thank you very much. I'm a third baseman. I'm not even going to DH. I think that's what they wanted him to do is DH. So they trade him in order to keep Bregman at third base. They trade him, get some prospects, figure they may that they had signed. I think the idea with Bregman was a 5-year deal with a player opt-out, and he opts out, and he signs the contract with the Cubs. So now the Red Sox don't even have Devers or Bregman to play third base or DH, either one of them. So Red Sox fans a little bit ticked about that one today.
Hey, I saw our USA World lineup. I like our squad, man.
For the World Cup?
For
the baseball, for baseball, the Classic.
I don't know what is it called, the Classic? Yeah.
World Baseball Classic.
Last time I saw any of it was Shohei striking our guy out last year or whenever that was. How often do they do this Baseball Classic?
It's every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Would have been 4 years ago that Ohtani struck out Trout. And he's been through the arm surgery since then too, and a year and a half of not even pitching.
If you're the Dodgers, how do you do you have any say so in how your country uses you in the World Classic?
I would think there's got to be some communication about that.
Oh
yeah. Mark DeRosa managing Team USA. Andy Pettit is the pitching coach, and Matt Holliday is the hitting coach. And there's some Dodgers coaches all the way down there too, so I'm sure they'll have something to say about any of their pitchers. It doesn't look like any Dodgers pitchers are on this American team, Team USA, because they got so many Japanese stars, man. So many of them. And speaking of Dr. Charlie Liggett, he's so fired up about doing halftime. He came in. How long has Charlie been in studio today, man?
He's ready. Well, he's kind of half Rastafari now. He's I think his dreads are starting to come in. It's he's spreading the love from.
It'd be the shortest dreadlocks in the history of hair.
But he keeps them clean.
1 millimeter length of you should see the guy tie these dreadlocks. It's amazing. And then he pulled it, but he did make it back. Good, very good, very good.
My daughters used to.
I don't know if I'd ever make it back. I would just stay there.
When my daughters used to tell people what color my hair was, they said it was clear.
Nice.
That's good. I dyed my hair black once. I mean, I have dark brown hair, so it's not like you'd really tell. But they don't tell you.
Highlights in my hair when I was a kid.
What color were your highlights, Chris?
They were like
they were blonde,
blondish.
With an E at the end of it.
I don't know why I did
strawberry
that.
blondish.
You remember Tiger Woods had the blonde hair for a little bit?
It was the cool thing to do, and I never did it again.
Like Garth Brooks even tried it once or twice, right? Yeah, I did black hair dye, and they don't tell you that stuff's going to actually stain your scalp. And when you don't have that much hair, and even when I did that, when I dyed it, I was still sort of get a little bit light on the top. Yeah, everybody can see a black scalp.
I was 22 when the hair went away. 22 when it started going away.
When it started for you, Charlie?
23, yeah.
About that same time.
Yeah.
Why is it all three of us? It all happened around the same time.
22.
Yeah. At least it's not 27. We could have held on a little bit longer, been like Jim Morrison and Kurt Cobain.
I don't miss it a bit.
Hey, it saves money. It's definitely.
Don't have to wash it.
You will see what everybody else has to do with their hair in order to get ready in the morning, the amount of time that it takes. I think we're lucky. Truthfully, I think we are lucky.
Just take a shower. It's not that hard.
Yeah, just use the same thing on the body and the top of the head. What's the difference here? Thank you. John remembers. John remembers when Garth was this when Garth Brooks, did he go blonde or did he just go emo? When he was Chris Gaines.
Had the little soul patch that would sing along with him.
I had a different thing that I called it, but I can't say that on the air. Chris Gaines didn't do blonde hair, did it? But he did emo. He did the emo look, which is like, I can see Garth Brooks in there. I know who that is.
You're Garth Brooks. You just get to be Garth Brooks your whole life. Let's be somebody else.
Right.
That was some bad advice.
Well, it was different from when like Mellencamp just became John Cougar. And threw the Mellencamp away for about a year and a half, and then he was John Cougar Mellencamp, but he never did anything with the hair. He had the same look, same music, everything. Mellencamp would never do blonde. Talk about somebody who's fired up about an Indiana football championship. I used to see Mellencamp the 2 years I was a student at Indiana. He would show up at basketball games. He would show up at bars on the bar scene out of the blue with his guitar and just start playing. Now, whether or not you're a fan of Mellencamp or not, that's pretty cool.
Hey, I still can't believe the stat you told us last week that Chevy Chase was the drummer for Steely Dan, the original drummer. That's wild.
I know, and I still haven't made it through that entire Chevy Chase show yet. I got to watch the rest of that CNN documentary about, and of course it's called I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not, but I think the real title should be Remember the show with Chris Rock, Everybody Hates Chris? This should have been Everybody Hates Chevy Chase, because that's the way it comes off. They appreciate the idea of his talent, but working with him is a whole different situation.
What do you stream this on? Netflix?
At CNN, so it's just on.
Oh,
you just get it on.
Hulu or-
Well, you got YouTube TV, right?
It's YouTube TV.
It's recorded on your YouTube TV. You don't even realize it. Just think of like some ball players where nobody ever wanted to work with that guy because of his stupid face. Dave Kingman, I think, was a
Frank Ribery. He was a winger for the France national team. His stupid face. Oh, so good. He'd be America's best player ever.
It's funny. I watched the Steelers this year, and the reactions. So before he joined the Steelers, I wasn't the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, and sometimes he would come off as being a little bit.
I'm better than you.
Yes. And there's still some moments where you can see the annoyance when somebody ran the wrong route or someone dropped a pass or something he disagrees with.
Rule, you don't throw your teammate under the bus. You don't kind of in front of, that's something you go back and you talk about, but he would kind of show him up a little bit.
And I haven't heard him do that this year yet. We'll see what happens when they
tackle him. He got up and pushed him. Wasn't that like week 3 or something?
Well, wouldn't you do it? If you had some 300-pound guy run you down and tackle you and you're not expecting it, at least, Matt, you would have had a sense the guys that are trying to tackle you are wearing a different colored uniform.
No, you understand. You understand his reaction. Yeah. It was warranted.
Just out of all the people on earth that are playing football,
let's tackle the 40-year-old.
That's the last one to tackle. Like, don't even touch him. Don't even look at him cross-eyed. That's going to snap his ankle. Ugh. Charlie likes whatever you got in your head. He's texted it in here. He's watching on the. He was watching on our YouTube stream. He likes what you got on your head, Matt.
TJ Maxx $9.
Mint colored. Is that a mint colored green?
Grinch. It's just it's a bigger. I like a good bargain. Only thing I hunt for these days.
Well, you're always going to find that at TJ Maxx. Scott wants to know, why did Freddie opt out? Freddie? Alex Bregman opted out. I don't know if Freddie that did opt out. Is there one? There might have been. I just missed it. Alex Bregman opted out of his contract with the Red Sox.
I think he's talking about the USA team. Did Freddie Freeman?
Oh, Freeman?
Yeah, that's what I think he's talking
about. So now that was one I was unaware of. So if he's opted out on it, that might be the idea that he doesn't want to play incredibly intense games both in March and in October. That's the only thing I could think of. Because, if you're going to play for Team USA, and this is a tournament, Matt, that occurs during spring training. They continue to play spring training.
You got to be ready to go.
You got to be ready to go. So you are really just starting to, ramp up earlier, I think, than you usually would. And the baseball season is so long to begin with. If you're on the Dodgers, you're planning for playing the entire month of October, and you're planning on playing into November. And the way they build their roster annually, you probably will be playing into November. So that's the only thing I can think of. He's been part of it before, so he's had that excitement, had the glory. But I don't blame a guy if you're going to play 162 regular season games and then an entire month of October, and in which October is as intense as it gets. And you got to treat those 2 weeks of the World Cup or the Baseball Classic as the same thing. I can understand that mindset. Then again, I don't know what it's like to win a World Series or have millions of dollars or be able to play for your country. But that's the only thing I can think of. 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group hotline. And then, of course, my own phone can be a hotline, too, for some of our guests who text in. Grant Hall has texted me, Matt, about Chevy Chase. So that was when it happened. There's the famous fist fight between Chase and Bill Murray. I think this is when Chase... No, it was on the set at SNL.
Oh.
And I think it was the year after Chase had left the show. He only did 1 year of SNL. And I think it was after he'd left the show, come back as a host, and he and Murray got into it. Who was the host? Who was the musical guest? And
Jane's Addiction.
And yeah, as an example, right? It was Billy Joel. So this would be like 70. This would have been, I think, 76 or 77 that it happens. So it was just as Billy Joel was ready to explode, and Bill Murray's fist and Chevy Chase's chin may have exploded too. And then Ben in Fayetteville asked, why hire a coach that loses 4 in a row to end the season? It's our first sports question of the segment. Well, good question, Ben. I'm not sure that they're hiring him for the last month of his tenure at Memphis, probably hiring him for the 6 years that he'd had at Memphis too, and whatever it was that it was like to interview this coach as well. So, and I mean, I can appreciate the question, but I also wonder, do you think, Matt, that the way that Memphis' season concluded has anything to do with those players knowing that their coach is leaving anyway and looking at another job and might not have his eyes on what he's doing?
We didn't make it to the end of the year and fire our coach. We fired our coach a long time before the season. Yeah. So there was being inquiries. You have to think there's a little bit of that going on. Yeah. I kind of wondered, if the Alabama head coach might really be taking that Michigan job, the performance they put up against Indiana. You're just like, oh, maybe he is going to Michigan.
Well, Ben hadn't texted for more than a month, so that's the last time that he had was just before Silverfield was hired. So just a little bit late on the question, I guess. All right, we'll break in just a moment. We're doing 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett. Stay with us.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet, bet the spread, live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas.
Another time, forgotten space. Your eyes looked from your mother's face. Wildflower seed on the sand is gone. May the four winds blow you safely home.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, it's our second hour. It's a Monday. He's been waiting for over an hour, so he's been pretty itchy about all
Hey,
this.
that was a good jam right there.
Dr. Charlie Liggett is with us. That's exactly right, Matt. We got reason. We'll bring it up here in 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
Three. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
Charlie, good to have you back stateside.
Thanks, buddy.
Take any time to reacclimate?
Yeah, I had most of the day yesterday. We got home yesterday morning, so I had.
What's the time difference?
It's Eastern time.
Oh, okay.
They don't have daylight savings, so half the year is Central and half is Eastern.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I just think there may be a few folks on the island who don't even care what time it is or care what day it is or anything. Maybe the same thing no matter where you are.
That's definitely true.
Potentially a higher percentage elsewhere, especially that dude.
Until they have a toothache, and then he shows up, and then they care about what.
That's right. Or I just wondered about the guy. Charlie sent us a photo of a guy walking that looked like he had a wasp's nest on his foot for a shoe. I don't know.
I have no explanation. I have no idea what that was.
Don't need an explanation. In fact, an explanation would ruin it.
He reminded me of Bender off of Breakfast Club.
Yeah. But after the cigar burn on the arm.
Yeah.
All right. My first up is Bob Weir going up into the heavens. Oh. That's right. That's why you played the Grateful Dead right there, of course.
That's right.
So I always liked the Grateful Dead. I wasn't a devotee or a follower. Never made it to a show. I had a lot of friends in college and in high school who were huge Deadheads. Went to numerous shows, and of course that would you couldn't. Like I was in college in the '90s, so I was in Indiana when Jerry Garcia died, and I got all these people around me that were incredibly sad about it. I knew who he was, but I don't really know if I appreciated the impact of the band. I think I have a better understanding of it now. And Bob Weir being the last living member of the Grateful Dead, it's been really, I think, touching to watch and see all of the everybody's reaction to it. So at least got to mention that. Charlie, I think you got a closer connection. You're into the jam music a little more than me. My first down is to an experience I had earlier this morning. I had to go get blood drawn, and I guess there's an up and a down for this too, because Matt, big up to my veins. I've had my veins complimented before by nurses that are drawing blood. I don't know what I've done to work out on getting really good veins, but I filled up 6 vials in less than 2 minutes. But I hate how it feels. Like I can't watch the needle going into my arm. I can't look at the needle. I don't want to watch the blood going into the vial. And then I can't help but for 10 minutes after I'm finished with this and I'm walking to the car, I'm all tingly. I feel like I'm light, like I'm missing blood, and it's got to get. I didn't think I'd be able to show up for the show today because I wasn't going to be able to stand up and actually think. But here I am. I guess my body is replacing its own blood. I just don't like the tingliness.
They tell you to eat a Rice Krispie treat or drink some bone broth or something afterwards. What do they tell you?
They didn't tell me a thing.
Nothing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Make sure you pay us. That's it. Go ahead.
All right. My first up goes to there is a Liverpool soccer game today. They've drawn 3 in a row, but that's Premier League. So it's FA Cup against Barnsley. So that should be a Liverpool win. 145 today, FA Cup. And then my first down goes to me and my Oregon Ducks. Man, I was
must have been one of the Ducks that Clay shot last week.
I was believing in the Oregon Ducks, and it didn't last very long.
Not a really successful club when it comes to playoff games. Although, I mean, they did win 2 games to get where they were. Is that
one game?
Oh, one game. That's right. Is that a program that needs to win national championship to
validate itself?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people may look at that program the same way they may look at Arkansas baseball. A dominant program and have had chances to win and have come close, but couldn't quite get over the hump.
I don't know. I think Texas Tech's trying to be the Midwest Oregon. I think they're going to be a team that dominates the Big 12, and who knows if they win a national championship or not. But I could see them kind of doing that. I think Oregon's a very successful football program. Yes, have they won one? No, but one of the best football. And what we were talking about earlier was quarterbacks. Man, look at all their quarterbacks they've had the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I had done the worst basketball game in history. So this week, today in history, in 1992, Troy State played the DeVry Hoyas. This is back then Troy was Division II. Final score was 258-149. The score at halftime was 123-53.
I don't even know how you can score that many points in a 40-minute game.
They just stay on the opposite sides of the court.
Troy
had a half-court game?
Troy had 51 threes.
Oh, my goodness.
8 of the 11 people had 20 points or more, and 5 had 29 or more.
What year is this again?
This is 92.
Dude, I saw some Troy games. I was doing UALR basketball, and sometimes would fill in for our friend Sugar Ray on the men's broadcast. I was doing the women's games. And Troy University had both men's and women's basketball that played the same style. And it was basically just fire up a shot from anywhere in the court that you can, as long as it's a 3. It was that kind of sounds like they were playing that at D2 as well.
Yeah. My first down, I'm going to do the same one you did with Bob Weir passing. He's a rhythm guitar player, vocals for Grateful Dead for years. I didn't get to see the Grateful Dead with Jerry, but after Jerry died, I got to see him play with Rat Dog and Phil Lesh and Friends and Dead and Company and The Dead and further. There are lots of iterations of the Grateful Dead. So I got to see him several times, but definitely a legend in the music game.
I was reading a Rolling Stone write-up about Bob Weir and his career. It's funny how they put it. I didn't realize that he was the youngest member of the group.
He was like 16 whenever he joined.
Yeah, he was the youngest member of the group, and the story also says, and was the best looking. So he had that going against him. It's like he had to work against being young and good looking for a group that probably didn't worry about how they looked very much.
Have you ever heard how they knew him?
Oh, I did. I mean, I read it, but I don't remember it.
He was their, he was their dealer.
What was he dealing, Charlie? Cards?
Vibes.
Vibes. We'll stick with vibes.
Okay, very good. You can deal whatever it is you want to deal.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll go now. My second up is I'm from Pittsburgh. My father, for years, had his pediatric dental office in a city about 25 minutes down the Monongahela River called McKeesport. And McKeesport is a steel mill town that lost its steel mill in the 1970s, and it is a depressed town. But I know the town fairly well. I grew up going there with my dad for my own dental appointments or just to sit around with him in the office for a long time. It is a Pittsburgh town through and through. The Steelers have the playoff game tonight. It's a Monday night playoff game. It won't kick off until 8 o'clock Eastern time. And there are schools across Western Pennsylvania that are giving kids the day off, or in McKeesport's case, 2-hour delay for school because of the Steeler playoff game the day before. We live here in the Southeast where we say it just means more. May I introduce you to Western Pennsylvania and the NFL.
Bring back the gun racks during deer season in the back of the truck as well.
All right, my second down goes to whatever this is from Vic Schaefer complaining about scheduling after losing against LSU in Baton Rouge yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago, this team that we just played was number 5 in the country, and it's a bear. And they obviously have a vendetta against Texas because not only have we started in the league, and I get to play South Carolina twice last year. This year I get LSU twice.
I don't know if you've got it in the background anywhere you could put it, but the world's smallest violin playing for poor Vic Schaefer.
But I have to go of 16 games. There's 16 games this year.
Wow.
And I have to play South Carolina on the road this year as well as LSU. I get them back-to-back in the same week.
Poor you. Poor you.
To make that make sense.
That's
so the league is hard enough as it is. But then to bless me and my group with that, like it really has a stench to it.
Yeah, the stench is the smell of your breath while you're talking about this kind of stuff, Vic. What a bunch of baloney. You are in the SEC, Vic. You are in the SEC. Did you know you were joining the SEC when you signed to coach Texas when they were in the Big 12? This is so when you look at the SEC, there are two sports that this league is totally dominant in and deeper than football. Baseball is the top. Women's basketball is second. Don't be a coach in the SEC if you don't want to be sent to these places, however it is they line it up. You were going to play South Carolina on the road at one point. You were going to have to play LSU on the road too. Arkansas got Vanderbilt, Alabama, South Carolina, and Tennessee amongst the first 4 games. And oh, by the way, Vic, you get to play Arkansas at home this year after playing them at home last year too. So, sorry, you're going to come to Bud Walton Arena. But look, you know what you sign up for. Don't bitch about the scheduling. It's ridiculous. Give me a break. So I think I did an up and a down there. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, my second up goes to the Fighting Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElwaneys. That's Wrexham, of course, in the FA Cup. It's kind of like the U.S. Open. You can qualify in sectionals. Anybody can win it. And Wrexham knocked off Nottingham Forest 3-3 and then advanced on penalties, and Nottingham's in the Premier League. So that was cool. Second down, I totally forgot that the Golden Globes are on. Your girl from One Bad Scene After Another won actress. So that was but I forgot, did either one of you guys watch any? I forgot they were on.
Yesterday was
that's like a
basketball starting at 2:00 and then a drive home and football, and that was it.
It seems like, high school, college, maybe you'd watch those shows, and then you just, as you get older, I forget it's on. Then after you think, I would have watched a little bit of that.
I don't watch enough movies anymore to really be able to connect to the Oscars and the Golden Globes. I don't even watch the ESPYs, and I connect with sports more than
anything. Your boy Yanni Ham's going to be the host.
Well, I probably won't even see it. I don't watch award shows of any kind. I mean, I don't watch the college football award. They didn't do it this year. I wouldn't watch base. I just don't like award shows. I don't know what it is. I like roasts. We should combine the award shows and the roast. Here's the MVP. Let's all talk smack about why his wife doesn't like him for the next 5 minutes.
The monologue's the best, huh? Nikki Glaser, I believe. You give me some Ricky Gervais out there. Monologues. Your boy Billy Crystal.
Go ahead, Charlie.
So I'm going to go with baseball on the both my up and down here. Good to hear that Souza was cleared. Dave had his press conference before practice starts today. So Souza's cleared. It didn't really sound like he's 100%. Sounds like we're still kind of waiting to see. Dave didn't really allude to him playing short at all. So
I don't think he's going to play short.
Yeah.
At all.
So I don't think his arm is exactly where it needs to be, but maybe DH. What are you thinking, Phil? I mean, it sounds like
he'll DH early,
and like Brumbaugh and Mike Anu at third and short in some kind of way.
Well, so I think you're going to have Souza at second base, and I think you could have Kojal at third base potentially, but to start the season, Kojal will be at second base with Souza DHing. And then, he did refer to a battle between a junior and a freshman at shortstop. The junior is TJ Pompey coming in from Texas Tech. The freshman is Carson Brumbaugh. And I'd be surprised if it's not Pompey, just because of his body type and just what I've heard about him.
Pompey's a big guy, man.
He's a big dude. That's right. And then New's going to be the center fielder. Just put him in there. He is going to be the center fielder. His numbers as an infielder were not good, so I think he's a center fielder. I do. The answer that Dave gave about Souza is like he thinks his arm is healthy, meaning Nolan thinks his own arm is healthy, but it's not game speed yet, and all the different kind of throws he'll have to make. So, and he does not need to be overdoing it in the run up to to the first weekend of the season. So
it sounded like for the starting rotation that it was Gackle, Dietz, Fisher, Gibbler, Tate McGuire. But I'll tell you who to watch out for is Steele Leaves, man. In the summer, he had 0 walks. He didn't walk a single guy in the Cape. And he may be our closer, may even sneak his way into to pitching some more innings. He hasn't.
The thing with Eves is, and I was talking with Matt Hobbs about this a bit on Friday. David mentioned it too. He's a rubber arm.
Yeah, he can throw a couple days on the weekend, huh?
They may think he could throw all 3 games on a weekend. Just, matter of how many innings or how many pitches he throws. But that's your rubber arm guy this year. I don't think Steele will start. I think he'll get a chance to close, and I think he's going to be in a lot of high leverage situations on weekends. And I mean numerous games.
And my down goes to Britton Clark. Man, he had looked so good in the fall, and really, I think he led the team in on-base percentage. And man, he really was working his way towards getting a lot of playing time. And he's, I guess, sound his shoulder. They didn't really specify what was the injury or the surgery that he had, so he's out for the year. But that's a shame, man. I like him.
It is. I liked what I saw from Brenton in the fall, and also while he was redshirting and still putting on a display at batting practice at times. But yeah, I think the outfield is going to be okay. I don't think there was a guarantee he would have started. I think there was a good chance, but just pencil him into 2027. Third up for me today goes to Matthew Stafford, who may be the oldest, if not at least one of the oldest players to ever get his first All-Pro designation. As a quarterback, he gets All-Pro at age 37. First team All-Pro, too, and this is, of course, before the Rams continue their season with a win over Carolina. 3-time Pro Bowler. Stafford, of course, has been in the NFL since, let's see here. If I remember my word here, my year was 2009, so that's 17 years. This is first All-Pro to do it at age 37. So I think we can all maybe get a little bit better with age. Third down goes to whatever this was in a press conference after the Jacksonville Jaguars had their season come to an end. Usually press conferences are about questions, not about nice little statements.
Young man,
Thank
you hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
you. You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate the sentiment. This is a lady named Lynn Jones who works at the Jacksonville Free Press, a credentialed media member who has written about the Jaguars. It's just press conferences are made for question and answer sessions, and I think Cohen handled this well, but no coach wants to be told this in a public setting after your season has come to an end. That's the kind of thing that you do in a hallway, off to the side, in a personal setting, one-on-one, if you get the opportunity to. Press conferences are about asking questions and getting answers, not congratulating somebody on a season well played and well coached literally within the hour after it ended. So there's all sorts of debate about this. I just think the sentiment is great. No coach wants to hear this in a press conference. It will feel insulting at that moment. And I just think there are better places for those things to happen from reporters, because you do have relationships with the coaches and the players. It's okay to feel the way you feel about it. It's just there's better places to have that sentiment communicated.
All right. My third up goes to the NFL and college football playoffs. I got Miami over Indiana. Who you got, Charlie?
Indiana.
Okay, so both you got Indiana. Then in the NFL playoffs, I got Rams and the Patriots meeting up for a rematch of the Super Bowl not too long ago. Who do you guys got in the Super Bowl?
Ooh, I don't know who to pick in the Super Bowl just yet.
Okay.
Because you know how I am. I got to have the Steelers get in this thing, but I still like the Niners. I really do like the San Francisco 49ers.
I like the Niners. They look like they're banged up a little bit, but yeah, I'm a Shanahan fan. I like Shanahan's. And then my third down goes to, let's bring back my favorite right fielder, Tony Gwynn. Let's bring back this. So check this stat out. I know both you guys like stats. 20 years, Tony Gwynn struck out 434 times in baseball. He played point guard for the San Diego State Aztecs, and he had 590 assists. So he had more assists playing college basketball than he had strikeouts in 20 years.
Bet you didn't turn it over very much either.
I love that stat.
That's a cool stat.
How many? That's 458 strikeouts?
434 on his strikeouts for 20 years.
That's about 2.5 seasons worth of Kyle Schwarber.
I can see it's just that's what I mean. Bring it back. Bring bat on ball. Give me guys that strike out 400 times.
Joey Votto.
I mean,
there was some stat where I think it was Ohtani or somebody struck out more in one season than Tony Gwynn did in 10 years or something like that.
Who was that Orioles player that had like 1 million strikeouts?
Chris Davis.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, he didn't have he stopped hitting the home runs to go along with the strikeouts too. It's like, Joey Gallo at the same time, but playing first base.
So for my third up, this is pretty cool. So the couple that started the dental mission trip that I go on to Jamaica, Jim and Sharon Goff. So their son babysat Ryan Silverfield in Jacksonville when he was growing up. Thought that was pretty cool. So they knew him.
So what do they know about his the need to discipline the new head coach?
Well, they didn't say, but
did he go to bed when he was told to?
I think so. Yeah.
Did he clean up after dinner?
Hey,
did he pick up his socks before going to sleep?
They said his family's great. He's a great guy, and so that's all I needed to hear.
Did he tell lies about the babysitter to his parents after the night was over?
Well, I don't know.
Well, go ask him then, Charlie. These are important questions.
I wrote it all down. I'll let you know. I'll text you later. My last down for today was I'm leaving from here. I got to go to the hospital and have an MRI. I may have to have rotator cuff surgery.
No,
I had when I was in college, my senior year, I had just a slight tear, and they kind of misdiagnosed it in college and said it was bursitis. And anyway.
Sounds like somebody I know.
I changed my throwing motion, and it didn't really bother me, so I was able to play through that last year, and kind of always give me trouble, but it's been hurting.
You're telling me you played a whole season with a torn rotator cuff?
Well, they told me. I didn't even know it, but I had an MRI a couple of years back, and the guy goes, yeah, you tore your rotator. I said, no, I never did. He said, well, look right here.
I got a fourth up then. It goes to playing with a torn rotator cuff. Matt, how many seasons did you play with one of those?
Yeah, no, same thing. It's just kind of you should hear Drew Brees talk about that. Hey, can't lift his hand to move his hat.
Well, good stuff, Charlie. So it's good to have you back from
good to be back
from Jamaica. You and the folks at River Valley Smile Center, just obviously you're interested in everybody's personal well-being and oral health, but then giving back the way that you guys do annually in Jamaica, that's just a little bit different, and you deserve the spotlight for that. But your guys are back in town, and River Valley Smile Center has back to normal hours now that we're in. I guess it's back to the routines, right?
Back to the routines. This was pretty cool. They added it up when I was down there. So this was my 25th trip down to Jamaica, and they added up how many extractions I've done over the years. Over 20,000. And most dentists do about 100 a year. So a lot of years worth of extractions that I've done down there.
Where do they put a tooth after it's been extracted, Charlie? Can you inform us this?
Well, we put them in the trash, but there's some kind of Rasta tradition or something. They want to keep their teeth, and they throw them on the roof. I don't know exactly why.
I thought we were going to be making necklaces out of human teeth.
Yeah,
throwing your teeth on the roof.
I don't know what that means. But another thing they do is they put cotton in their ears because they think that there's some kind of way that the infection gets in through your ear and goes to your teeth. So they all have cotton to put in their ears after they get a tooth taken out.
I gotta join you next year when you go do this.
Oh, please do, man. It's fun.
Probably in the middle of basketball season, so we'll see. Dr. Liggett, man, it is the best to have you with us. Still doing the all-on-4 dental implants, of course, right?
Oh, yeah. We do. It's a really cool thing because you can come in, get the implants done in the morning. In the afternoon, we do the prosthetics. So we make them, screw them in, and you are ready to go in one day right there. And then we'll let everything heal up, and then we'll make your final. So that's just kind of a temporary that you'll wear for the healing process. But it's a really neat thing. We do that along with everything else. I mean, we're kind of a one-stop shop. We do a little bit of everything, do fillings, veneers, a lot of cosmetics. So come see us.
That's a patient of River Valley Smile Center. He's been there for years, too. 479-646-0706. RiverValleySmiles.com as well. Go ahead, take us home, Charlie.
Come see us at River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family. Go Hogs.
Stay with us. Back in just a moment. This is Halftime.
I walked in and said, not my team. I'm burning the tape. Let's move on. Get on the bus fast.
This is Halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or
This
prevent any disease.
is Halftime.
Touchdown, Hogs! Holy Hog!
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your Deluxe Cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, or Faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, like, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your Deluxe Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Let's see. Hogs dropped 2 spots in the AP poll from 15 to 17 after that was Saturday, right? Saturday's loss against Auburn. Arizona, Iowa State, UConn, Michigan, Purdue making up the top 5. Vanderbilt is the top-ranked SEC team at number 10. Arkansas is after that at 17. Then Alabama and Florida are 18 and 19. Georgia's 21. Tennessee 24. Man, number 1 ranked team for SEC is 10th ranked Vanderbilt. It's something else. Hey, you get South Carolina. That's Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And a chance to, get back into the swing of things and get back into the comfort of your home building. You don't have to make this 2-game road trip, and seem to be, pretty comfortable playing at Bud Walton in front of these fans. And I think, if Auburn felt they have something to prove after their 2 losses, Matt, I wonder if the Hogs feel the same way after the way the Tigers game unfolded.
Hey, it's a learning experience. It's a young team. I still like this team. So Isaiah Sealy got 7 minutes. If Carter Knox can't go, do you think Sealy gets 7, 8,
He's the
9?
guy then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has to be. But it feels like Knox is incredibly important.
It's
to
like
this
Landon
group.
Jackson. So we're like, well, Landon Jackson's a defensive end. He's one guy, but it's like, no, he's really important. Knox is kind of like he's such a matchup. Like he's just a mismatch. He's too quick for the bigger guys, and then he's too strong for the littler guy. Like he really is just a matchup nightmare. He's a tough loss. If we're missing Carter Knox, that's tough.
It's like waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? You've been healthy all throughout this season. Knox had something earlier too, so he's the only guy. He's the only one where really this has been, injuries have affected his availability and maybe his play at times. And it had felt like he was starting to come out of it, right? And looked really good in the Tennessee game and the Ole Miss game as well. You get a Carolina team that is 1-2 in the SEC. Their losses coming both at home against, 2 of the other teams that are ranked, in Vanderbilt and Georgia most recently.
That's who we get after South Carolina, Vandy and Georgia. So that's would be 2 real basketball games.
Hey, Matt, the sun is shining brightly outside my door right here. I would love to have myself a sunroom. Can you help me find a place to do that?
You got to get out to Sawyer's. They do sunrooms, patio covers, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete from permit to completion. They're locally owned and operated, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas since 1990. They have 100% financing available, and there's no job that's too small or large. And they are licensed and bonded and insured on all sizes of projects. And everything comes with a lifetime product and warranty. Online at Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Stay with us. We're back to wrap up the second hour of halftime in just a moment.
Fires to the end zone, and it is broken up. The Bears win it.
This is halftime.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to my... A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Hey, this is Damien, and I've grown up around the kitchen at DK Fit Meals. My dad, David, the owner, started this business because he knows you're busy, but you still want food that's fresh, delicious, and actually good for you. Forget the fast food compromises. We're taking customized, ready-to-eat, healthy meals made right here in Fort Smith. Whether you pre-order for the week or ordering something from our grab-and-go frozen meals, we make it easy to stick to your goals. Stop settling and start performing. Get your next week of meals sorted today. Visit dkfitmeals.com, that's dkfitmeals.com, and taste the difference fresh food makes. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
And wrapping up our second hour of halftime here, 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Playoff game tonight. Matt, you know about this winning streak at home on Monday nights for Pittsburgh, going all the way back to 1991. You're also aware that I was at the last Monday night home loss.
I got
New York
Pittsburgh
Giants. I think they're going to win. When we start playing Monday night playoff games, I think that's when we started doing wild card super weekend. So that means you got to have a short week. But I guess some teams have a short week anyway because you play Saturday and you play on a Sunday. You played in some NFL playoff games.
Three playoff games.
Did it feel like the intensity dialed up in those games?
We New England beat us in two of them, and we beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh one year in the playoffs. Yeah, man. What happens is it's the attention to detail, the mistakes. You can't make mistakes at that level. Like when you get to the playoffs, there's no room for everything is just it's magnified as far as if you have a weakness, the other team knows it, and you have to be able to protect yourself at all times, man. It's the playoffs is it's intense. It's fun. To me, the NFL playoffs are as good as the baseball playoff. I mean, the NFL playoffs are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and we normally now get most playoff games are as tight as it can be. That was the case this last week. Well, there was only one game that was decided by more than one score, and that was the last one, with the Chargers falling to the Patriots 16-3. Outside of that, everything else was close. And in the college football playoff, that isn't really the case. I mean, you've had the Ole Miss Georgia game was the best. Both games. You know, that Miami Ole Miss, that one too, really, really tight. But you get this disparate, talent.
Made it one
level.
play. Oregon, Indiana made it one play. Actually, I mean, Oregon did.
They came back and tied it.
They did drive. They went on a 14-play drive, but then
when you saw that happen, you knew what the outcome was. There was no two ways about that. You get that Dante Moore is talking about after the first game against Indiana that he was seeing ghosts. And then the first play from scrimmage, he locks in on his receiver, short route. Guy knew exactly where it was going. Threw it on the wrong shoulder, too. I don't want to see a blowout in this national championship game. I want to see a good game. And I kind of expect to see it. Look, Indiana has blown everybody out they've played in this playoff, but there have been 2 tight games they've played. Miami has played nothing but tight games in this playoff.
Miami's going to run the ball a lot, too. So they will. Miami
And they can run it.
They can control the line of scrimmage a little bit. I think it's going to be a really good game. I do.
They get to Mendoza a couple of times, and he doesn't
They
have the
will.
ball secured.
They
The ball
will.
popped out of Mendoza's hand on one of those
Well,
runs.
there's some real athletes on that Miami defense.
Third hour, we'll have Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South, otherwise wide open when we come back.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, A Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, A Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's A Cut Above, 719-5605.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s north, mid 50s south. Clear skies, an overnight low near 40 north, mid 30s south. And then Tuesday, blue skies, sunshine. A high in the low to mid 60s. We're going to be very close to 50 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect it.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That's even one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
And we welcome you back on Halftime, continuing on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Christian Johnston in the producer's chair. We'll have, let's see who we got coming up next segment. Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South will be joining us shortly. Just looking here at another announcement, the only announcement today from Arkansas football for a portal get. A wide receiver, Jelani Watkins, announcing he is joining Arkansas from LSU, where he had 2 catches in 3 games. He's played 2 years at LSU. He's gotten into 5 games. So, just kind of figuring out what you're getting from that, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it either.
And that's the question, Phil. Like, there's potential there, but he hasn't played. Do you want somebody who might have maybe not have the, being that highly recruited out of high school? Because if you end up at a school like that, you have talent and potential, but then you kind of want to see a kid that's actually played 14 games. Like he knows how to take care of his body. He can do it. It's just part of it.
Who's that other player we got from LSU? Greg Brooks turned out to be pretty good.
Well, that was the other way around. Brooks went to LSU. It was Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson, yeah.
Greg Brooks had other. That's the tragic story of Greg Brooks, if I remember correctly. Or is that a different former Arkansas defensive back that transferred over? There was 2 of them, and I'm kind of forgetting who had the brain injury. You remember that?
A little Nickelback kid. Yeah, that had car wreck.
Yeah, so I see this as a kid that, you go to LSU, I guess there's a certain level of talent just to be able to be recruited by an SEC team. But then you also, I know not every recruit is viewed the same way by their coaching staff. Sometimes it's about depth or filling out a roster. And this is somebody that had virtually no production over 2 years at LSU. I would assume that can sometimes be a difficult room to break through. But, Matt, that's very much like Courtney Crutchfield. Very much like Courtney Crutchfield. Courtney had, 1 catch this year? Maybe 2, one that stood out. He barely got on the field for Missouri. He wasn't on the field very much for Arkansas, but the talent's there. It's just a matter of it, being able to apply it in a game, and maybe the athlete's got to step up himself.
I think he could be a man beater, where if he's one-on-one anytime, he's somebody like a Marcus Monk, a George Wilson, somebody you trust. You look out there. In the last couple of years, Omega Blake, Andrew Armstrong, we've had a couple guys that could really be a man beater, where if there's one-on-one over there, it's just a safety net. You can go to him. You keep the chains moving forward.
It is Greg Brooks. A couple of people had texted in. I knew there was another defensive back that had transferred, and I'd forgotten. It was Brooks that had a brain tumor, and it is really, it has basically ruined his life. But not to get into that, too much. But this Watkins is 5'10", just like Mike Irwin had mentioned in the first segment. You want to get some taller receivers, and this Chris Marshall coming in out of Boise State feels like a big get. 6'3", 215. One guy that, I don't know if you were counting on him, but we heard so much about him in the fall, is the wide receiver from Warren, Antonio Jordan, 6'4", was leaping out of the Fred Smith Center, essentially, when the way the coaches were telling you. And I think there was 1 or 2 highlights that the football accounts on social media put out during fall ball. But, man, it's just as many defensive players as they're bringing in, Matt. They're bringing in almost as many, if not the same amount, of offensive players, too. So you're going to end up with a team of close to, if not more than 50 transfers. At least that's the way it feels.
It's part of it. Hopefully they're evaluating right and they're getting their guys. And you want some good locker room guys. I know what y'all say, the Boise State guy. He might not be a bad locker room guy. He just might have trouble elsewhere. But you want that's one of the things about if you bring 7, 8, 9 guys from Memphis, those are guys that are automatically leaders because they know what to expect. And surely coaches bringing the right guys over to help be leader, and then you kind of fall in line.
Scott did the math for me. Thank you, Scott. 52 new players so far. That's just so far. And they're still in on numerous other players.
Didn't you bring in 70 at Memphis last year?
I think that was the number, yes.
So that's part of his MO. He's living up to that right now at Arkansas.
We're gonna need a lengthy introductory process for this team. They're going to need an introductory process for themselves. You remember what it was like when you showed up at high school the first day or first day at camp and everybody's sitting around in a circle playing games so you remember everybody's names? They're going to need to keep their names on the front of their shirts or just have one of the little name tags.
Everybody's a number until you make a play. That's it. You're a number until you make a play. Whatever jersey number you are, that's how we go until I see you make a play.
So I wonder how people are going to be watching in Arkansas this college football championship. Yeah, you're watching it on TV. I don't mean that. Are you watching this, watching Indiana probably win a national title, or even if they don't, just because they're playing for it? Do you watch that game, and in your mind, you're watching it, and the first thought is always, how do we get to there? Can that happen here? And Brent in Kentucky says, absolutely, yes, it can. And I'd like to believe that. But on the other hand, I also know that there's a reason why moments like this feel just really different, because it comes out of nowhere and it doesn't happen to more than one or two programs on a 10 or 15 year basis. Like, how often?
TCU did it, but no staying power. Like, TCU made it, and then all of a sudden the next year, I think the year before they went 5-6 or 6, and then the next year afterwards they did the same thing. So that was kind of one of those. But I think it's the best college football story since Boise State started making a run 30 years ago, when you're like, who's this Boise State team from Idaho winning 10, 11, 12 games a year?
And I think, but the thing about Boise, the thing about Indiana is where they came from before. You know what? One program I think some folks expected this would have happened with Colorado, with Prime, king of the portal and everything. I mean, that was the way he talked to that team when he first spoke to them. Was basically how everybody introduced, this is what the portal's like now.
I think that was an all-in for his kids.
Yes.
I think that he was all in for his two sons and wanted to give them the best opportunity to.
And even with that, what did they have? Did they have an 8-4 regular season?
Yeah,
it's
the best
a good year.
They retired jerseys after those guys left. They had the Heisman Trophy winner, and they retired somebody else's jersey.
It's going to be difficult to watch this championship knowing full well, this is no flash in the pan for Indiana football. Last year was the flash. This year, they're better.
And they got Mark Cuban on their side now.
And now Mark Cuban is finally, and I didn't realize this until he had said it, that he gave them a check, which will make them a lot happier than it did before this season. So I'm sure he gave them money, but Matt, they've gotten to this championship without the billionaires' support, without all this billionaire support. I'm sure, Indiana's a big school. That's a really large school. They've got a large alumni base, and they draw from all across the Midwest. And I had plenty of friends that I grew up with in Pittsburgh that went to Indiana. Tons of people from Chicago. Tons of people from St. Louis. Not just from the state of Indiana. This is a huge school. And now, and I don't know where Cuban falls in terms of, on the list of the richest Indiana grads, but he's going to be one of them. And he loves sports. And here I am, too, just like Mark Cuban, a Pittsburgh native who went to Indiana. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, Mark, go throw that money at buying the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pretty please, help us out.
Which NIL are you going to donate to?
The Pirates. Oh,
Indiana or Arkansas?
I don't donate to Arkansas. I spent 2 years at Indiana.
Well, we got an Indiana grad coming up on the show, right? That's what I'm saying. I wonder, does he donate? Do you think he donates to the Indiana NIL?
If Cuban can give to Indiana, why can't Jerry Jones give to Arkansas like their NIL? Because
Cuban doesn't own first of all, he doesn't own the basketball team
not anymore, like a state.
Second of all, I don't think there's a rule for NBA. Now, I don't know what the NBA rule is, but there is a rule about NFL owners directing their own personal money or the team's money to, I think it can be, I know that there's a rule for the NFL that would keep Jones from donating in a specific way to NIL, but I do think there'll be ways around that, but I don't think it pertains to other owners for college football. So, but his money would spend just as well in Major League Baseball. But that's how he made his money. How did Mark Cuban make his money? He was an Indiana grad, a huge Indiana basketball fan that wanted to listen to their radio broadcasts on this thing called the internet in the mid to late 90s, and he couldn't do it, so he invented broadcast.com to listen to Indiana basketball games. And then he sold the thing for over $1 billion to Yahoo. That's where he made his money from. He made it because of a passion for Indiana basketball. And now he's going to give who knows how much money to Indiana football.
What does Indiana basketball think right now?
Hi, we're still here.
Because 80s, 90s, Indiana basketball, that 70s, that was something, right? When's the last time Indiana's had any halfway decent success in basketball? Bob Knight?
There was 1 year under Crean that I don't remember if there was a Final Four or not, but the coach that came after Knight when he was fired, Mike Davis.
Calbert Cheney's the last best Indiana player I remember, and that was the 90s,
That was just before I went to school there. Our best players my time there would have been Alan Henderson, Charlie Miller, and Neil Reed. Reed was the one who Knight eventually choked in practice, and the whole thing went up in arms about it.
I wonder what Reed said.
There's a little irony to the question you have about what does Indiana basketball think. So I think it was the same night of the blowout win over Oregon. I think the same night or the next day, Indiana basketball lost to Nebraska, and Nebraska stays undefeated, and it just is a big old yawn in a place where that would have been the kind of thing that would take the roof down at Assembly Hall like 5 years ago. Now it's a yawn. All right. We will break in a moment, and Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South will be joining us. First, got to remind you about Rhoback.com. Is the weather ever going to get uglier? They still have all of the Q-zips, the polos, hoodies that you're looking for Razorback fans, and the Arkansas Game Day collection at Rhoback.com. You can find everything you're looking for, not just for your favorite Razorback fan, but also for golfers out there. Rhoback's Delta pants and shorts, comfortable premium fabric, going to look great on and off the golf course. It's Rhoback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 at checkout for 20% off your first order. Rhoback, where action meets comfort. Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South joining halftime after this.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet. Bet the spread, live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Saw my baby down at the river. She had to go upstairs there. Sweet blossom, come on, under the willow. We can have high times with you the black. We can discover the wonders of nature, growing in the precious down.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we got to get Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South unit.
We got him.
We got him. All right, we got him ready to go here. Every time I listen to the Grateful Dead, I always think of Indiana University because that's where I was a student when I was introduced to the Grateful Dead. And Connor O'Gara, we know well. He's been coming on our show here for a while, and he is a noted graduate of Indiana University. It is not the University of Indiana, to those who want to call it that. So, Connor, how do you watch Monday's game as a journalist, as a fan? Because it's tough to do it in both ways.
And do you donate to their NIL?
Yes.
I will not be donating to the NIL. I think I donated enough money to the university itself over my 4 years there. Student loan debt into my 30s. We're good now, but I think I donated enough money, so that's not going to be my next reaction. But I will be there in Miami at the game as a journalist, as a Big J journalist, but as someone that has tremendous pride watching my university. And I won't sit here and pretend that I'm some diehard Indiana football fan. I've said that time and time again. Indiana football has never given me a bad day, because when apathy is your default emotion, you can't all of a sudden put yourself in that camp that so many others have been in. But watching the way that it played out against Oregon in that rematch and just how prepared that team was, how well they executed, it's so hard to fathom. And I loved seeing the fact that place felt like 95% IU fans in Atlanta. I mean, I've been to so many Indiana football games over the years, like as a journalist, and my freshman year when I used to actually go to games in which I would see the visiting fans outnumber IU fans at Memorial Stadium. It's hard to fathom. So I will be there on Monday night next week as a very proud IU alum and also as a Big J.
Best story in college football in the last 50 years. Phil and I were talking Boise State making that run. I don't know, 20 years ago or so, they beat Oklahoma in a Fiesta Bowl. That was kind of cool. Just a school winning games that you kind of came out of nowhere. Where do you think this lines up in college football?
I think it's the best college football story since color television's been a thing. I really do. It's at least the best underdog story. And, I've tried to explain what this is like because we've seen a lot of programs have these little blips. Go back to the 2007 season, and it seems like every program that was kind of downtrodden had their moment in the sun, whether it was Rutgers or Kansas or USF, and you can have these one-offs. But to play for a national championship and to be this dominant, where all of a sudden we're talking about, hey, is IU like maybe as good of a team as 2019 LSU? That's the part to me that takes this to a different level. They're not even doing what TCU did a few years ago, where they literally won games on like Chinese fire drill type situations and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like, it's hard to fathom what IU has done with how dominant they've been, when for my entire existence knowing what IU football was, if they beat a top 25 team, it was stop the presses. Oh my goodness, how did this happen? So yeah, it is, in my opinion, as good of a story as we've ever had in the history of this sport.
So it almost feels like we're already handing the championship to Indiana because of how dominant they've been and because of how, close the Miami games have been. But this Miami team has better than a puncher's chance. When you have the kind of defense that they've shown and a running game that they have.
And those pass plays are essentially runs. What's the knock on Carson Beck? A lot of his completions are like under 5 yards because those are just extensions of a run game.
Yeah, look, you're right. You guys are right. I mean, there's no world in which I am assuming that it is imminent and that Indiana just has to show up. That is not the case whatsoever. We're well past the point of that 10 seed mattering for Miami. It does not matter. I mean, they have been an unbelievable team defensively. They have done some things really well on the offensive side of the ball, and their biggest weak link was tested late in those moments against Ole Miss, wherein Carson Beck had to come up with two really good drives down the stretch, and that's what he did. And they deserve so much credit for being able to do that. I will absolutely not assume that anything is imminent, even if this IU team has run through the 2 games that they have played so far, and it has not been close. I think where it gets tougher for me to envision IU losing is when I think about Carson Beck against this IU defense. It is lights out, the best defense in college football. They are so disciplined. It didn't even matter that they lost Stephen Daly, the guy who had 19 TFLs for them, who got hurt celebrating the Big Ten championship, and they have just been a machine. And you saw what Dante Moore did, literally the first play of the game to throw a pick six. And some of the people are like, hey, could he be the number 1 pick in the draft? So for me, Carson Beck, I know he's going to be limited with what they're going to try and do with the Shannon Dawson offense. Malachi Toney is a home run play waiting to happen, and Mark Fletcher is legit. But, man, I just have a hard time seeing this Miami defense this Miami offense, rather, consistently moving the ball against the best defense in college football.
Hey, I want to ask you a portal question. I guess I don't know if it's necessarily a portal question, but just kind of what would you give advice to Ty Simpson? So he says he's going to go enter the NFL draft, and the reports are colleges are going to offer him $6.5 million to be a quarterback next year. What do you tell him if you were giving him advice?
Well, and his dad can, because his dad, the head coach at UT Martin, Lord knows they've had plenty of those conversations. I would say don't be set in stone on anything just yet. You can declare for the NFL draft and still look at Miami, which is what each of Miami's last 2 starting quarterbacks have done, Cam Ward and now Carson Beck. And you can do yourself a lot of good if you end up picking the right situation. I'm not a believer that he is set in stone as a first-round pick. I can understand the feedback they might have gotten. I also understand this pre-draft process. It is long, and guys get picked apart. I think Ty Simpson is somebody that would get picked apart. So I would look at the situations in college football, knowing that money could be there, and thinking there could be a real opportunity. It's not to say that he has to go that route. If he looks at the offense at Miami and some of the returning pieces and goes, I don't really see myself thriving there, then that's a different story. But I think he has to look at this situation. I don't necessarily blame him if he wants to do that.
Big Ten number 1, SEC number 2 now? I mean, it's going to be a third different – never mind whether Indiana wins or loses it. It's 3 different programs playing for a national title in 3 years. I don't think we can even claim that from the SEC, can we, over the course of this dominant 15 or 17-year stretch?
Yeah.
Can we?
No, it happened. Yeah, because
Georgia, Alabama, LSU.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, well, it happened then, and then it happened again with in 2019, 2020, 2021 with LSU, Bama, and then with LSU, Bama, and then Georgia. But you're right. I mean, this is, to me, the best sort of flexing that the Big Ten has ever been able to do. If they can get this done, and if Indiana wins the national championship, it'll be the first time since like the 1940s that it's happened where the Big Ten's been able to do that. I mean, this was the conference that, up until Michigan won the national championship 2 years ago, was just trying to get a non-Ohio State team to win a national title in the 21st century. That is something that's really hard to fathom with how quickly things have changed at the top. What I think is more of the takeaway is, while everybody's talking about these auto bids for, the expanded playoff and what that could potentially look like, I think the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, and Big 12 are actually a lot closer together when you factor in the non-conference records against each other. They're a lot closer than their conference commissioners probably want to admit right now, specifically Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti. And that's maybe the bigger takeaway from this season, is that, yes, the SEC has fallen off from a championship standpoint. They still won 12-6 during non-conference play in the regular season against those power conference foes. So I wouldn't totally say that it's just, the SEC has faded off into the sunset, but these conferences are a lot closer together than probably even the casual fan wants to realize.
That's an interesting way to look at it here. Is it a matter of SEC teams sort of eating each other alive? Is it still, because I'll be interested to see which conference has more players drafted, because I go by that sometimes. And even last year, with 2 fewer schools, there were more players drafted out of the SEC into the NFL than the Big Ten. So I think there's still, the talent level specifically here. But then again, it's like when you look at the Indiana roster, it ain't about star level. It's nothing about star level, at least not that team.
Yeah, you can go back and forth with it. You definitely could, because you're right. I think the SEC is going to continue to have that. This will be, if this happens, I think this would be year 20 of the SEC draft streak, and that's hard to ignore. And you look at the recruiting rankings and the way that plays out. But roster construction is just different. It's just different in this day and age. And, one of the things that I used to always default to was the 24/7 Sports Talent Composite rankings. And now in this day and age with the portal and the way that depth is established, I really don't default to that at all anymore. When it used to tell the story, it used to be able to be the thing that you could point to and say, hey, well, this is how this is playing out. And, I think what's hurting the SEC is that during this 3-year stretch, they're now 3-7 against other power conference foes in playoff games. And the 3 wins that the SEC teams have had have all been against conference champs who wouldn't have been good enough to get in that large bid. That's kind of troubling when you think about, what matters when you talk about conference supremacy and all that stuff. So, yeah, maybe the depth is still there. Maybe the NFL draft streak is going to live on and the SEC can still point to that. But I don't necessarily think anymore you could just say, they're beating up on each other, and that's why, they're not able to have national champions. You would be doing better against the other power conference foes, I think, if that were the case.
Hey, on this national championship game, low scoring game. I tend to think that it's going to be a one-score game in the fourth quarter. No matter how it goes down. Do you think that's just kind of how Miami goes? And what do you think? Like a 31-24? What are you kind of seeing?
I'll be stunned if Miami gets 24 points against Indiana. I really will be, and that's not just the Indiana homer in me. That's seeing what this offense does. Seeing that it's had some really good moments, but it's still limited and it can still sometimes get in its own way. And I'd be really, really impressed if Miami got to 24. I think more likely than any scenario is that IU wins this game by multiple scores. And, that's probably going to be a popular opinion going into this game, and Miami can say, even as if they're playing a game in their own stadium, they can say nobody believes in us. I don't know that matters, because Oregon could have said the same thing, and Oregon had at least a blueprint of what didn't work in their first matchup against Indiana, wherein they had the fewest yards that they've had in the entire Dan Lanning era. And what adjustments did they make? None of them worked. And maybe that didn't work because they didn't have the backfield to be able to support that. But I have a tough time seeing Miami being able to hang with this IU defense. I think that's the great equalizer. I think IU benefits from short fields. We've seen Fernando Mendoza throw 5 total incompletions in 2 playoff games so far. IU does not make mistakes. I think they more likely win this game by 2 touchdowns.
Connor, Indiana trivia. Name me 2 famous songwriters that went to Indiana, or at least are from Indiana.
Yes, because Mellencamp didn't go to IU. He just lived there.
He's just a fan.
He's the one that, right? Yeah, like he gets the association more than anybody else. Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here.
It's the song Stardust.
Okay, you're Phil, I was born in 1990.
Well, this is in the 40s. This was written in the 30s. Hoagie Carmichael.
I was going to say Hoagie Carmichael, and then I didn't know the first name I forgot the first name Hoagie, and I didn't want to go there and say something stupid, but I did actually know that if I didn't necessarily know that the song that I could potentially reference.
Can I give you one more? Because I did 2 years at Indiana. You were there for 4. What toothpaste was invented at Indiana University?
Is there a toothpaste other than Crest?
It is Crest. You're absolutely right. Well done. You earned your degree there, Connor. Well done.
I'll go back and tell all my college professors that.
Oh, man. Good luck, Connor. I'll be rooting for Indiana. I think most people listening will, and we always appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Guys, appreciate it.
You got it. Connor O'Gara, national senior columnist, Saturday Down South. Yes, Crest toothpaste was invented at Indiana University. Nice and sparkling. All right, back in a moment. We are in the home stretch. This is halftime.
This is halftime.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
We've seen it all. Recessions, tornadoes, even a global pandemic. But Hug Chevrolet GMC never closed its doors. We stuck with our community because they stuck with us. And through it all, one thing never changed: our commitment to serve, support, and stay local. Hug Chevrolet GMC, built to last, just like the people we serve.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all, and they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at HRBlock.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, the first days are the hardest days, don't you worry anymore. 'Cause when life looks like easy street, there's danger at your door. Think this through with me. What you know, it's all you kind.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now let's get back to Halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend Matt Jones.
And the Unit 2, C Unit, our one and only show producer. We'll have to get him back on halftime homework sometime soon, since classes are resuming momentarily at the university.
Got to enter by the 16th to be eligible.
You better enroll in your halftime homework class, C Unit, otherwise you're going to get fired.
I'm enrolled.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we do not want that. No. I didn't mean what I just said. He can do anything he wants in that studio as far as I'm concerned, Matt, as long as the microphones are off and they need to be off, and the commercials are playing when they play, and answering the phones when they work. But I don't think people can make phone calls into the station.
0 phone calls today. That's a tribute to
We're
Billy
getting
Corgan.
it. We're trying to troubleshoot that.
Well, that's because something's broken.
We can make calls. We just can't receive calls.
That's right. Isn't that how you want life to proceed?
Yeah.
I don't
You
even
get
want
to
this.
choose who it is that you can talk to. Well, you got to be able to talk to somebody at some point.
Remember when this used to be a thing, when your phone would ring and you had no idea who was calling?
Well, the only way that you ever had an idea was if you didn't answer the phone,
Or you had to pay for caller ID.
and you star
67?
you star 69 them.
Or star 69.
I don't remember. Star 67 probably did something, but it didn't tell you the phone number of the person that just called you.
Famous. Brad Pitt made that famous in Fight Club. I never answer my phone. Star 69.
Star 67 probably flickers a light in Germany somewhere. I don't know. Yeah. See, Trevor's ready to listen to baseball season. I am too. I am absolutely ready for you, man. 32 days until opening day. It's like January 13th. February 13th against Oklahoma State. That is the first game. So we are just a little bit more than 1 month away.
Simpson away.
Oh, no. We need another number than 30.
Oh, Magic Johnson.
Okay, that's much better. Much, much better than OJ. Thank you. Hogs were ranked 4th in the Perfect Game preseason poll, 7th by D1 Baseball. They have UCLA ranked number 1. UCLA's got that shortstop, Chalowski.
Oh, he came back.
Well, he was a sophomore last year, not eligible for the draft.
I like him.
Probably the top overall
He's
pick.
a nice player. Does he have enough power though to be? He's going to be the number. He's going to be the top overall pick.
He's really quick. Yeah. He's got really fast wrists, and so I don't know who else is coming back from that team, but that's the team Arkansas eliminated in Omaha just before the final game against LSU. And they had some guys playing in that game that you wouldn't have expected to. A starting pitcher that hadn't appeared in a game since March, an outfielder that had like 15 at-bats all year. So LSU, Texas, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, and Coastal Carolina ranked ahead of Arkansas in the D1 baseball rankings. We got a couple of people telling us what Star 67 does. Here's one out of the 479 says Star 67 block the number if you have caller ID. And then Scott says Star 67 got you to the Arkansas State Police. Was that true? Did it really do? Anybody want to try it now? Would it work now if you tried it?
So, yeah, Ty just came through, so we can accept calls.
Oh, all right now. So you can make your phone calls at least for the next 8 minutes. 877-377-6963 if you would like to make one of those phone calls. I was told Charlie was trying to get in for quite a while there. Mike texted in. He said he hoped women's basketball to be better this year. And, well, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at this. Arkansas has lost 5 straight games, including all 4 SEC games, and those SEC losses are by an average of 25 points. But they've played some really good teams in that time. Those were Vanderbilt, Alabama, South Carolina, and Tennessee, all amazingly talented. Missouri's coming up next, and Missouri is not as talented. But I agree, Mike. I think it's been disheartening to see, and it's not just the 4 losses in a row, because it's 5 losses in a row. The loss to Arkansas State started the losing streak. That was a 9-point loss, but still the game showed, if you watch that game, they lost by more than 9 points. At least that's the way it felt. They haven't really been in any of these 5 games. There's been moments here and there where they've been able to hang with an opponent for 5-6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes or a full quarter, but it's not looking very good at the moment at all. And look, 1 year, it's the first year. I think you expect an on-ramp of some sort. I did think that you wouldn't be getting blown out, at least in these first 4 games in conference, the way that it's gone down. So hopefully that'll change. But just like I told Vic Schaefer, look, this is a tough one. Yeah, get one. They can get one on Thursday.
Get one. Find a way. Nobody wants to go 0-4. So find a way. Hey, it's just take a little pride. You know they will. They'll have this one circled.
And did you say somebody's on the phone? Because my phone thing doesn't work.
Harder. Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So I wasn't sure if you said somebody was on there or not. I thought Charlie might have called up. Shannon's got a baseball opening day with a wedding anniversary on February 13th. Well done. Well done. Worst loss for the Packers, or worst loss Saturday, the NFL, the Packers blowing the lead or the Panthers coming back and then losing. I think it's the Packers, the way that went down. Plus, I thought Green Bay had a little chance to advance farther. I don't feel that way about Carolina. Plus, that's a rival. That's a rival that they lost to. So I'd say it's the worst loss is for Green Bay. Though it looks like they say they're going to keep Matt LaFleur. I thought maybe. Now I don't know if you're going to. I think LaFleur is fine as a head coach. But if you have a chance to get Harbaugh, and I thought Harbaugh would be a fit to Green Bay. They got the quarterback right there. You don't have to worry about signing somebody to play the position, but it looks like they're sticking with who they got now, Matt.
Where do you think Harbaugh ends up? Because I'd heard the G-Men was going to be the spot. Jackson Dart, would you?
If I'm him, I got to go to a place where I know who my quarterback is and I feel really good about him. Giants can be that place, yes. You got Jawan? Let's take Jawan's phone call. Hey, Jawan, how you doing?
All right, Phil. How you doing?
Good to hear
from you. Doing all right, Phil. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to know if y'all been checking out this D'Angelo Ponce kid, cornerback at Indiana.
He's the one who jumped the route, right? The touchdown.
Yes. Yeah, but I've just been looking back at his whole playoff run. Man, this kid has done something pretty special, I think. I don't think he gave up a touchdown against Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams, or Decorian Moore in this whole playoff run. I've seen him make a lot of plays for a kid that's only 5'9" and about 180 pounds. And I'm taking this back to Arkansas perspective. I understand we are making some moves in the portal, but I think we need more kids just with that dog in them. And when I see Indiana, no, they're not 5 stars, because I keep hearing everybody say that. But there's no amount of stars that can measure the heart that you got. And these dudes are all heart and grit. Everywhere you look around, they were underlooked. All these dudes, even Mendoza, he was rated at 84 coming out of high school. He's 6'4", but he was only 205 pounds. That dude put in the work. He gained 20 pounds of muscle in his time in college. I think that's a lot of what's propelling them. And also, fellas, why do y'all think it's so hard for everyone in the college football world to accept the fact that Indiana's a good football team now? It's like people don't want to believe it. I think it's going to take the confetti raining on top of Cignetti and the Hoosiers for people to actually say, yeah, they're here to stay. It's 2 years, and they've only lost 2 games in 2 years. But what do you fellas think?
I just don't think you're paying attention then if you think this is that they have to win the championship in order to be convinced that this is a program that's there to stay. And look, I mean, Pons was a guy that Cignetti recruited to James Madison, played for him there one season, played really well. And so I'm reading about Cignetti, and he's a guy, Matt, that's big on, did you produce where you are? Production over potential. Now, I think it's difficult sometimes to parse the middle between those two things, but it's obviously worked for them. I think you still have to have, I think sometimes we talk about Indiana like they're some untalented group, like just like, that they're just getting by on grit and determination and coaching and caring about it and focus. But these have to be great athletes just to be playing at the level that they're playing against the kind of athlete they're playing against. So, but I just think Cignetti knows what he's doing in terms of knowing who fits. And the other thing about this that's kind of wild is he's doing that without any general manager. He is the GM of Indiana football. He's the personnel guy, so he makes all the decisions. It's you think of all the coaches in the NFL that try to do those same 2 things at once and how difficult that was. He's doing it for 2 years, and they've been darn near perfect.
Evaluating talent is tougher than you think. Evaluating locker room guys, looking a guy in the eye. I mean, it's he hasn't had a lot of misses. He's like Tony Gwynn up there. He hadn't struck out a lot.
Barely even hit a foul ball. Tell you here about our friends at Sterling Bank. If it comes to banking, you always deserve a pleasant and productive experience, one that puts you first, and you'll find that every time at your community bank in Northwest Arkansas, Sterling Bank. These folks are not just your bankers, they're your friends and your neighbors. Sterling Bank, committed to all the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive, with passion for growth and progress, fuels everything that they do. Find local, friendly banking to fit your needs at Sterling Bank in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville. They're also online at storebank.bank. Sterling Bank, invested in you, committed to Northwest Arkansas. We'll be back and wrap up the show. This is Halftime.
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
This is Halftime.
A new year is here, and Gelco Outdoors is ready to help you with a new pair of comfortable casual work or safety shoes and boots. The largest selection of footwear in the River Valley. Start the new year off in comfort. Warm winter clothing in stock to keep old man winter at bay. Cheers to you, and Happy New Year from your locally owned Gelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance Committed to being there when you need it most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith.
Family, that's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Allen Crabtree, family owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Arkansas fans, get fired up at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for Tex-Mex and Arkansas Game Day. Catch Arkansas basketball games live on our big TV screens. And when you wear your Arkansas gear, score half-price apps and cheap taps. Enjoy complimentary chips and homemade salsa, fresh and made from scratch every day. Don't miss Joe's Mexican-inspired daily specials, fast, friendly service, and the best game day fun in town. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
It's cashed in. Do the man together. All that's in life.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Debbie Reynolds and Liberace, all in a photo for Tom Jones's 34th birthday. I know the microphone was on there. I love seeing some of these photos on Facebook. They show it to you out of the blue for no reason. Did you say this describes aura, Matt? Yes.
Looks that's a Bo Jackson. You like that number better than the O.J. Simpson number?
Yeah, I do. Tom Jones. This is 1974. His 34th birthday party. Everybody's having a contest to see who can expose the most chest hair, except for Dionne Warwick.
Everybody's mouth is open. Look at that. No, they tell you
except for Tom Jones. He just has the sly smile.
Yeah, don't open your mouth in a photo. Every single person's mouth is open.
I wonder what it was they were ingesting. Wow. And then, yeah, what? Sonny Bono, did he ever get confused for Ringo Starr? You see that? You see that there?
Who do you think's had a better time on this earth, Michael Irvin or Sonny Bono?
Wow. Can we have a tie?
They both figured it out, huh?
I think we could have a tie in that case, yes. Matt, I hope my daughter's heart is not broken tonight. We started the show by talking about games where you cried because of the way that it concluded. There have been some Steelers seasons that I didn't want to end because I thought the team was Super Bowl worthy. This is not one of those teams. So I'm still just anticipating an inevitable playoff loss, maybe tonight. I'd like to see the franchise actually win a playoff game for the first time in a while. Oh, it's because it's not all. It doesn't
Is
all
it
work
Buffalo?
out exactly. Oh, let's see it because the Broncos get the Bills, so the winner of this game will get the Pats.
Oh, yeah. I think I got the Pats over whoever wins this game.
Well, then I would too. Yeah. So I hope it's Pittsburgh. But for my daughter, because Sadie's in her second year of being a hardcore
DK
NFL
Metcalf
fan.
healthy?
It's that he's healthy and he didn't throw a punch at some goofy fan.
Because he's a game breaker. He's somebody that at any time you get him the rock, he can score.
It's been a weird Pittsburgh season because it feels like their potential is higher than what they've reached.
Well, I think you could say that about a lot of their seasons in recent years. Maybe not last year or the year before, but getting a quarterback like Rodgers, yes. Home dog, too. I just love that Pittsburgh area high schools and schools just like, you know what, guys, don't worry about that thing called school tomorrow. NFL playoffs matter much more. And tomorrow we'll be talking about that along with much more involving Clay Henry and Bill King and Alyssa Orange and anything else we can dream up. The phone line should be working, too. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is ready to go. Thanks to the one and only C Unit. Ruskin and Zach are getting set up as well, and we're with you tomorrow. So for Matt and the unit, I'm Phil. Thanks for listening. That's halftime. Go have a Monday.
From the trail to the track, Wheeler Power Sports has been taking care of riders for generations. We're your factory-authorized home for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, KO, and the three-wheeled Slingshot. Looking for used bikes? We have a massive pre-owned inventory, and we're buying. Plus, check out our huge selection of apparel and accessories to gear up for your next ride. Follow us on Facebook to see the latest sales on Polaris Rangers and Kawasaki Z-Series bikes. Wheeler Power Sports and the Wheeler family, taking care of riders for generations in historic downtown Fort Smith.
Hey, Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this and a drink for $10.29. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s north, mid 50s south. Clear skies, an overnight low near 40 north, mid 30 south. And then Tuesday, blue skies, sunshine, a high in the low to mid 60s. We're going to be very close to 50 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles,
Paris
and more.
Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting from the Crane Automotive Team Studio, the most honest show in the history of Arkansas Talk Radio.
Baby, you are so talented, and they are so dumb.
Derek Ruskin.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Zach Arns,
Notre Dame Armand.
and Denver Bill.
This one's for John.
Setting the standard for talk radio in the state of Arkansas.
The problem we're trying to solve is that there are rich teams and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap. And then there's us.
This is Ruskin and Zach on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on the Hit That Line Now app.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie.
Like it or not, another